Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Dr. McCujian, for the introduction. Two things before I start. One, I have a tendency of going over, so I'm going to time myself. And second, I apologize. I overestimated my eyesight, so hopefully I can see my notes. Okay, so today I'm going to talk a little bit about the ocean economy and why it's so important to this entire region, and why the Los Angeles County Economic Development Corporation has focused on the ocean economy as one of the key sectors that this region should invest in. I'm going to go over a couple items in terms of what we do with LAEDC and why we're focusing on this, the economic impact for not only the local economy, but overall to the entire globe as well. And then looking at the sectors in terms of the job opportunities that are available, so hopefully we can start thinking through what skill sets are necessary as well, and some recommendations in terms of what we can do. Actually, before we start, I just want to also acknowledge some of the things that have been said by previous speakers, the importance of why we're here, but also where we are today. For those of you who know me, some of you know that I actually used to work at the Port of Los Angeles, so this is in my backyard. So whenever I'm driving down the 110 coming back, memories start flooding back, and it was good memories, because to see what happened to this space, and under the leadership of Terry Tamlin and Jenny Caruso, to have the vision years ago to turn this into a space where we can all gather and start transforming this entire region. That didn't happen overnight, and that didn't happen without leadership and vision. So Jenny and Terry, thank you so much for all that you've done to bring us all here. But that type of work doesn't happen without years and years of hard work. So thank you and congratulations. And I always like stories. So one of the stories is actually before, when I was working here, this space used to be just basically holdover space, because most of the cargo containers are moved in the cargo containers, right? So where you're at right now, sometimes it's overflow for bananas are coming through. So there's a situation where, I don't know whether you know about infestation of spiders and bananas. They have to fumigate, but sometimes you have millions of little spiders kind of crawling out your bananas. That was my memory that's here. And to turn it into this amazing space, a future is a completely different way of doing things. So again, another great thing that's happening because of the work that we're doing here. Now let's talk a little bit about why what we do with the LAEDC and why we decided to focus on this. LAEDC is a nonprofit organization here in Los Angeles County, really supporting the growth of industries throughout this entire region. And how we do it is because we want to we want to make sure that we're investing in the future economy and the industries that are going to pay off for this entire region. And what we do is we have a 5-pillar approach. We have our economic development and also our research center, where we start identifying and using data and facts to start identifying what are the growth sectors, what industries will actually produce a lot of jobs for us and a lot of good paying jobs for us. And so our research is really going to be driving where we're going to go. And based on our data information, we know, and as you're going to see with the presentation, why we decided to focus on the ocean economy. Second is, once you have the research, then we need to build an industry cluster. How do we bring in public, private, nonprofit, academic, labor, environmental, stakeholder groups combined together to help us really bring this entire region together? It's not easy. LA is so big, with 10 million people, with 88 different cities, over 100 incorporated regions. How do we make sure that we're able to get everybody together to focus on sectors that are important to us and start telling that narrative? And today, you guys are all here, and you guys will be ambassadors telling that story in the future as well. That industry cluster work is our second pillar, but one of the things we hope to do is to bring in an industry council. This council will help us develop an economic blueprint, step-by-step instruction of what we need to do to build this entire industry for the next 5 to 10 years. That blueprint will also lay out our next 3-pillar strategy. The third one is business assistance. How do we help businesses, large and small, especially since Los Angeles County, I don't know whether you know this, 94% of all LA County companies have less than 20 employees. I'm gonna let that sink in. 94%. That's a lot of small businesses. How do we make sure that they can be part of this entire ecosystem as we're growing? And so we need to help the large companies, small businesses alike, especially for those in underserved communities that have never been given a chance to be incorporated and take advantage of this growing sector. Then we have our next pillar, which is international. So many international companies, especially since we're at the Port of Los Angeles, are coming to Los Angeles and focusing on Los Angeles.